Christian, as Dale mentioned. I remember my first profession of faith, and I think it's probably Redmond's at the same time. Apparently we did a lot of things at the same time. But, we were at camp meeting. I don't know if any of you ever went to camp meeting with Grandma and Grandpa.
We were there every year with Grandma.
That was a fun time.
Oh, wonderful.
To get together with other kids and play at my age. And of course, there were great services there too, but as a kid, that didn't interest me all that much. But I tell you, one thing I was really interested in was the cafeteria. I mean, they had food. I mean, you just walked through and they had all kind of food. You had choices, and especially at the end, you had the choice of dessert. And there must have been 5 or 6 desserts there. And I've never been in a cafeteria before in my life, I don't guess, but I always remembered what great food they had at the camp meeting. And there was one year there where we were there. Well, I guess we were there 2 or 3 times. I don't know for sure, but the year they confiscated the water guns. And everybody, like every kid there had a water gun. Of course, you know, easily getting in trouble. And so the word came down they were going to confiscate all the water guns. They did. I guess I got mine back sometime or another, because I remember Redmond dropping my water gun in the outhouse, the privy at the back. I could see it down in there, but I wasn't about to retrieve it. I never quite forgave him for that. But the thing I remember there was the children's services. They had those, I guess at the same time the adult services, I don't remember for sure. But of course, the services with the adults were long. I mean, you just couldn't bear it if you were a kid. You couldn't bear kids were asleep or cutting up, or you had to take them out or whatever, just the way all kids do. And so we went to one of those services, and God spoke to me. And spoke to Redmond. And I had tears in my eyes. I knew I was a sinner. I knew I needed to be forgiven. I knew I needed to live different than the way I'd been living when I was just a child. And I continue to do things I know are wrong. And Redmond did things that were wrong. But fortunately, we went up and made a profession of faith. And Redmond, that was his first profession of faith. I never heard his testimony, but I know he was a Christian. I saw the evidence of all he did, and I know that we went forward that day at camp meeting. And just one other thing I wanted to say, and that was that Redmond's death was a tragedy. It was a tragedy for Christians. For his immediate family. First thing I heard, was shock and grief, and almost immediately my thoughts turned to his family, because I knew they were going to have a hard time. But I never worried about Redmond, and I don't worry about Redmond today, because his future was assured, just as mine is assured. I'd like you to continue to play for Frida, Noel, Nelson, Cameron, and Courtney. And one thing I've realized, I'm more attentive to the tragedies I see in the paper and see on TV. There's tragedies every day. Terrible things happening. And you always think, well, those things that happen to other people, but they don't. Happen to Redmond. It happened to you. But I'm going to tell you the greatest tragedy of all. It's going to be if you live to 100 years old, and I hope you do, and you die of a heart attack in the middle of the night, and you don't know Jesus Christ. It's going to be the worst tragedy of all. First tragedy. I love him. I miss him. I love you.